B1-B English Podcast.
Hello and welcome to MBE English Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Kevin. Thanks for joining us.
Today's topic is cheap versus expensive.
We'll talk about price, quality, comfort, durability, and how people decide what to buy.
We'll also look at why some expensive products are worth the money, while others are not.
So let's get started.
Kevin, let's begin with a simple question. When people see a cheap product and an expensive product, what do they usually think?
Many people think the expensive one must be better. They see a higher price and connect it with higher quality.
Then sometimes that is true.
Yes, sometimes it is. A more expensive product may last longer, feel better, or work more reliably. But that is not always the case.
So price does not always mean value.
Exactly. Price is what you pay. Value is what you get. Sometimes a cheap item gives very good value, and sometimes an expensive item is just expensive.
I think this happens a lot with clothes and shoes.
Definitely. A cheap pair of shoes may look fine at first, but after a short time they may become uncomfortable or start to break. Then you need to buy another pair.
So in the end, the cheap option may not actually save money.
Right. If you replace something again and again, you may spend more over time. In that case, buying the better product once can be the smarter choice.
But we should also say that expensive products are not always worth the extra money.
Of course, sometimes the higher price comes from branding, packaging, or image. You may be paying for the name, not for much better quality.
That's a very important point. People don't only buy products. They also buy feelings.
Yes, some people buy expensive things because they want to feel successful, stylish, or confident. That emotional side is real, but it should be understood clearly.
So maybe a good question is not only, is this expensive, but also, why is this expensive?
I agree. That question helps a lot. Is it more expensive because it uses better materials? Does it last longer? Is it more comfortable? Or is it mostly about appearance?
Let's talk about electronics too. Many people spend a lot on phones, laptops, and headphones.
That's a good example. Expensive electronics often do have better features, but not everyone needs those features.
So some people pay for things they don't really use.
Exactly. If someone only uses a laptop for simple tasks, they may not need the premium model. A mid-range option may be more than enough.
That means the best product is not always the most expensive one. It is the one that matches your real needs.
Yes, and I think that idea can save people a lot of money. Before buying, it helps to ask, how often will I use this? How long do I want it to last? What matters most to me here?
I like that, because the answer changes depending on the product.
Exactly. If you use something every day, quality matters more. Shoes, chairs, mattresses, kitchen tools, these things affect daily comfort and daily life.
But if you only need something for a short time, the cheaper option may be completely fine.
Right. Context matters. A cheap item is not always a bad decision. Sometimes it is the most practical decision.
I also think regret is an interesting part of this topic. People regret buying cheap things, but they also regret spending too much.
That's true. If you buy something too cheap, you may regret the poor quality. If you buy something too expensive, you may later think, maybe I didn't need to spend that much.
So how can people make better choices?
I think they should slow down and compare more carefully. Not only the price, but also the material, reviews, comfort, durability, and how often they will use it.
And maybe they should also be honest with themselves.
Yes, sometimes we say we are buying quality, but really we are buying status or excitement. There's nothing wrong with enjoying nice things, but it's better to know the real reason.
That honesty helps people avoid unnecessary spending.
It does, and it also helps people feel better about the things they choose to buy.
So in the end, cheap versus expensive is not a simple question.
Not at all. Expensive can be worth it, but not always. Cheap can save money, but not always. The smart choice depends on quality, use, comfort, and long-term value.
So maybe the best final question is this: not which one costs less, but which one gives me more over time.
I think that's the right way to look at it.
Today we talked about cheap versus expensive and whether paying more is really worth it.
We discussed price, value, quality, branding, daily use, and long-term cost.
Sometimes spending more is a smart investment. Sometimes it is not necessary at all.
The important thing is to understand what you really need and what you are really paying for.
Thanks for listening to MBE English Podcast.
We hope this conversation was useful and easy to follow.
See you in the next episode.
Take care.